We're live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Transfer Week, Day 3. Today, we have a group of transfer students who will be here to answer any questions you guys might have in regards to transfer. They will also be giving us a little bit of advice as well as talking about their own experience transferring from MSJC to the UCs and CSUs that they are now attending. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we are going to start with Deidre.
Hi, good morning, scholars. My name is Deidre Reyes. I'm currently a fourth-year public policy major attending the University of California, Riverside.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is David. I currently attend San Marcos Temecula as a business major, and it is my last year.
Morning. My name is Brian Thomas. I attend Cal State Long Beach. I am a healthcare administration major, my last semester.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I currently attend Cal State San Marcos. I am a sociology major, and I'm in my second to last semester.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natasha. I am a UCR transfer student. This is my first quarter at UCR, and I'm a sociology major and on track to graduate in 2 years.
Okay, great. So now that we've all introduced ourselves, I wanted to speak with you, potential transfer students, about my experience with attending the University of California, Riverside. I apologize. First, let's start with the transfer experience. The transfer experience for me was really intuitive in that I attended a transfer class that was offered by MSJC, which allowed me to do my pre-transfer application prior to transitioning to UC Riverside, which allowed me to make sure that all of my grades had been entered in properly. And so that was the beginning of the transfer process. After that, then there was okay, now you've graduated. Now, well, actually, no, before graduation. Okay, now that you've completed this, you know you have until November 30th, which is the cutoff for UC transfers. Cal States have a different cutoff date, but for the UC system, it's November 30th. And so then it was just applying. With the UC system, there are 4 impact statements that you need to write. And so I wrote my 4 impact statements. Within that transitional period, I also applied to the UCR honors program. And by April, we knew our decisions. I applied to 4 UCs, UC San Diego, UC Riverside, UCLA, and UC Irvine. I got into 3 out of 4, and I chose UC Riverside. Why did I choose UC Riverside? I visited the campus several times in 2011, 2017, 2018, and 2019. And each time I visited the campus, I just had this feeling of belonging. I didn't know how I was going to get there in terms of financially. I didn't know if I could afford it. I didn't know that it was something that I would enjoy, but I felt like I was home when I was there. And that feeling just kind of carried me through and just empowered me to apply. And so I did, and I got in. And so that is the beginning of my journey. I will pass it on to another scholar so they can tell you about their experience. And then we'll talk some more about what I do on campus and how I'm involved and my experience in general. So thank you guys for listening.
Hi, everyone. This is Melissa again. I decided to transfer over to Cal State San Marcos. It was all about the commute for me. So once I applied, I applied to 4 colleges, and then I got accepted 3 out of 4, the same as she did. So I decided to drive to all of them. I decided the commute was for me at Cal State San Marcos, so that's why I did choose there. Let's see what else. Sorry, guys, I get a little nervous to talk. I haven't been too engaged at Cal State San Marcos because I do majority of my classes online. I've only taken 2 classes in person, but that campus has so many stairs. So if you want to stay fit, that's definitely a campus for you. but other than that, it's really pretty over there. The commute was better for me because it wasn't too far from my home. And then I do use some of the support services on campus, such as their EOP program. That has helped me out a lot. So that's pretty much what I'm doing over there. And then I'll go ahead and pass it on to our next transfer student.
Hey, y'all. I chose Cal State Long Beach because one, healthcare administration was in the top 10 in the nation. I did my research before I wanted to go. Of course, I'm a Moreno Valley kid who moved to the Hemet area. And just noticing I want to get out. I want to see something different. I want to be away. I actually want to move away from the heat. Let's not lie about it. It's hot. And Long Beach is cool. I don't think I've seen a day over 100 yet. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. As far as in campus activities and being a part, yes, transfer over, get involved, get there, see there. And I applied at almost all the all the Cal States as part of EOPS. That was one of the luxuries of having is that you can apply and not have to kind of worry about the fee stuff. Sorry, but it's a privilege. It's a small little portion that you get on there. I looked at everywhere. I looked at San Bernardino, looked at San Marcos, UCLA. Didn't have the GPA for it, but that's okay. And a couple other places and stuff. But more than anything, the transfer position for me wise was to just get away. I wanted to have a new environment, want to see something different, and Long Beach fit me just perfectly.
Hi everyone, it's Natasha again. I chose UCR because I was really looking for a school with a quarter system. I was trying to figure out a way in which I could finish getting my degree the fastest. And I was at community college too long for my preference. So I visited UCR and I decided that was the school I wanted to go to. And now I'm there and I love it. And it's been great.
Hello, everybody. Again, my name is David. I am from San Marcos, Temecula. I chose to do the extended learning program in Temecula because they have a lot of really cool perks that interested me. So number one, because I am more local, I live in Hemet. The Temecula area is definitely way closer to me than going all the way down to the main campus. So when it comes to driving, that's one big perk that I like. In addition, there's a lot of things that's different when it comes to the extended learning program in Temecula versus the main campus. For example, for business, they guarantee your classes. So if you guys already struggle finding classes here at MSJC for some of your courses, it's going to be a little bit difficult as well when it comes to when you transfer. So one of the cool perks about that is the instant or the guaranteed classes. And when it comes to the extended learning in Temecula, they also have a bunch of other programs. So that to me is something that stood out the most. When it comes to kind of like the culture and like the environment, it's very different than a traditional, college. So the extended learning is very small. So kind of the mentality there is like, if you're a student that just wants to get their work done, wants to get their degree right away, try to get that finished, that's definitely, a great place for you. So that's a little bit about my experience in the San Marcos Extended Learning Temecula branch. And yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you all for sharing your experience. That was wonderful. So I'd like to talk a little bit about why I chose UC Riverside and public policy. I chose UC Riverside and public policy because my salient identities include that of being a Central American immigrant and naturalized citizen. I'm a first generation college student, community college transfer, just like all of us. I grew up in a mixed status household. I'm also a disabled student. So some of the services that I use on campus is that of the SDRC, which is the Student Disability Resource Center. I'm a student parent, and I'm also an honor scholar. To that end, choosing public policy for me was a place where I felt like I could lend my voice to helping with policies. There's policies in everything that we do. The air that we breathe, there's a policy for that. The water that we drink, there's a policy for that. unlike Flint, Michigan. There's policy in everything that we do, and I wanted to be part of the process because I didn't want the process to keep happening to me. I wanted to be part of the decision-making components. I wanted to meet with our local officials, which I've had the pleasure of doing, and talk to them about the policies that they're currently working on to see how I can lend my voice to those causes as well. Being a transfer student from MSJC prepared me for this moment, in that I was part of EOPS while I was on campus. I was part of the CARE program. I graduated Phi Theta Kappa. So a lot of the hands-on getting into the community and participatory work, MSJC had already laid the groundwork down for me. So I thought, what better major than public policy, where I can continue being an advocate, servicing my community, and just lending my voice to a cause. I was also part of the Food for Thought program while I was at MSJC, and that parlayed into me being part of UCR's R Pantry, which is incredibly similar, and with the exception that it's a full grocery store on campus. And you walk in, you use your points, and you can, pick your groceries. So the groundwork that MSJC laid down for me was incredibly helpful with my transition to UC Riverside. And now I'll pass it on to our next speaker so they could talk about their experience as well.
So I chose my sociology major, and if you ever talk to Jessica Rodriguez, she knows that I was never planning to transfer, actually. That was never in my plans. My future career, I wanted to be an occupational therapy assistant. So she talked me into just moving on and going to my master's degree. So I decided very, very last minute to apply to transfer because I was pretty much there already. I had all of my credits. So I chose sociology because I needed pretty much any undergraduate degree. And that one seemed interesting to me. I felt like I would like the classes. So that's why I kind of chose the degree. And then, as I told you guys before, I am in the EOP program over at Cal State San Marcos. I am also in the disabled students program as well. They have helped out so much with different accommodations that I might need. Being in these programs have also given me priority registration, which we all know is very helpful when we're trying to get our classes. So that is something else that has been useful. And then when I was at MSJC, I was using the Food for Thought as well. So they do have that available at Cal State San Marcos. Theirs is called the Food Pantry. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that as well. So I'll go ahead and move on to the next transfer student.
Hey, it's me again. The cool thing about it was my grandmother. She had Alzheimer's, and healthcare administration stood out to me when she was placed into a facility, a group home and stuff, in her last days, basically. Me transferring, me going over there, seeing her, I just noticed, like, man, all the improvements that I can do and what could I change to be better, to make this better for everyone's experience, made me lead towards the healthcare administration side of it. Again, of course, Long Beach was top 10 in the nation, couldn't pass that up. And once that happened, I went ahead and went there. I was also at MSJC, a part of the Emoja, the A2Men, the Food for Thought, and I was on student councils. You name it, I was probably around there on doing something on campus just to make the campus life a little bit better for the future and what it is today. Me transferring over to Cal State Long Beach. Last year, I was the Healthcare Administration Student Forum President. Just being a part is the biggest thing I really want to express, that get a part of something, even when you're still there on campus now at MSJC. And then when you decide to transfer over, become more involved, it's life-changing. It opens more doors for you. Different doctors, different professors, different deans, different students see you, and you never know who you can cross and interact with, and they can also lead you for that part there. What's another good one I can touch on that I do? I am also, so EOPS is in the junior college level, and then when you move up to the next level, they drop the S and you just become an EOP. So that's the cool thing about that. Not that's a letter dropping or anything, but I am also an EOPS student, and just get involved. That's my best advice.
Hey everyone. So my major is sociology. Initially it was psychology, and the reason I picked these fields or these areas of discipline is because I wanted to do something that would help me better understand the world and people and why we do things the way we do. And ultimately I chose to study sociology because I felt it really teaches or taught me how to think critically about social issues and problems that confront our society. And it opens the door for a career like being a social worker, which is something that I really want to do because I want to help people and try to make the world better. And so that's why I chose my major.
Awesome. So I chose business administration. I think it's something that I've always wanted ever since I was younger. During high school, I would like sell like kind of like our own T-shirts with some friends, and we would just sell it around the school, like our own clothing brand. And that's something that that definitely I like. Growing up a little bit more, I realized that business is literally like everywhere. If you think about it, and if you become a business major or you become a business owner, there's a lot of cool things that you could do. I know corporations sometimes seem like the enemy or some big, some evil giant like in movies. But if you think about it, starting your own business, you could be giving jobs to other people. You could be providing, a great service. There's so many things that comes with business and implementing, management skills in corporations and in programs. So that's something to me that I really like. Definitely being able to make a change when it comes to providing services or products. That's something I definitely like. So that's why I chose to be a business major. Going on with what everyone says, I think the overall theme here is definitely get involved. When I was at MSJC, I wasn't in a lot of programs, but I was a student worker with the first year experience program. And from there, I learned like so much. Like we were, helping out through different events. We're meeting different departments. So getting to know the school very well, getting to meet people as well. I hope some of you there watching right now, I hope you remember me because I think we did a few events as well for new students. So again, if you're not get involved to a program, if you don't want to get involved with the program, at least try to get like a student job, something that that'll bring you back to the school, because there's really a lot of cool opportunities out there, and we just got to seek it.
Thank you, David. So to continue with student engagement and on-campus involvement. Now, I'm not recommending doing what I did because the list I'm about to read to you is going to sound insane, but this is literally what I did, right? So prior to beginning at UC Riverside, there was a summer transition program. It was 6 weeks. It was hosted in the summer, which was August of 2019. I graduated in May of 19 from MSJC. And I did the 6-week transition program. What it did was it acclimated me to the campus vibe and the campus feeling. And we went on tours, through the different departments. We had guest speakers come in. We connected with them so that I was able to kind of immerse myself and learn about the culture, learn about the vibe on campus, if you will. Then after that, I registered for UCSA's Student Organizing Summit. Now, this is all before I started at UCR. The Student Summit was it was a weekend. It was in Pasadena. And what that allowed me to do was that allowed me to get involved with student government. So now it's time for me to start school. After I've gotten that out of the way, I signed up for UCR's Healthy Campus, Healthy Eating Subcommittee. I'm a member. I'm also a member on ASUCR Lobby Corps, which is our association student body. I'm also an honor scholar. I'm working on my capstone project, which will guarantee me distinction on my certificate or diploma, if you will, with the distinction of saying this, college kid graduated with honors. Additionally, I'm also part of UCR's Our Kids, which is just a parenting group for all student scholars on campus. I'm also part of ASUCR's City Relation Committee. I'm on the UCR Votes Student Campaign. I'm on the ASUCR Civic Engagement Committee. I've traveled to the state capitol twice as part of being a part of ASUCR, where we lobbied on Proposition 209, which was on the ballot this year. It was Prop 16. We also uh, lobbied for just basic student needs, right? We have our disabled students, we have our foster youth. And so those are some of the things that we lobbied for this year. In addition, I'm also involved in research. As you know, UCR is one of the top 15 research universities out there. And so getting involved in research for me was incredibly important because I wanted to learn what research was about. And my thoughts is probably what you're thinking. Does that mean you have to get into the lab with like the quirky glasses and the lab coat? It's nothing like that. Because I'm not a bio or a medical scholar on public policy, the research I did was more involved with helping professors achieve their goals. One of the research that I worked on was called Divergence in Health Inequities, where we read articles. I literally read 20-page articles each day for about 6 months. And we were learning about the different diversions in health inequities by neighborhoods and how healthcare is provided to some neighborhoods versus others and why. So those are some of the fascinating research assignments that you could get involved in as well if you decide to go to a UC. So those are just some of the things that I do on campus, in addition to being a mom. Yay, moms. And I'll pass it on to our next speaker to talk to you about their on-campus involvement.
Okay, everyone. So because I am majority online, I have only been to campus very minimal. So I'm not too familiar with the campus, and I'm not really engaged in any extra activities, unfortunately. Being on an online environment, they do send you a lot of workshops. So I do encourage everyone to attend any type of workshops they can, just in case you are going to be more of an online student, such as myself. Um, Even when COVID wasn't going on, I was still choosing to do online. Just as you guys know, that the commute was the biggest thing for me, as I didn't want to travel too far. Um, so that's kind of why I also chose the sociology degree as well, because I saw they had a lot of classes offered online for that. But like I said, try and get yourself engaged as much as you can. I encourage you, if you have time when you're on campus, to go around and see the different departments that they offer to students. And I'll go ahead and move it on to the next transfer student.
For campus life, we've all said it already before. Just get out and get involved in that part there. The online campus versus being on campus is night and day difference. Of course, we all know that. When you're on campus, man, it's 30,000 something students and not all at one time. But you see everything. You're gonna see the engineers. You're gonna see the bios. You're gonna see the languages. You're gonna see the econ folks. You're just gonna see everybody doing this. You're gonna see athletes coming out riding razors through the campus and people on skateboards, and some backpacks are heavy, some got the pools. You're just gonna see everything, and that's the beauty about when you transfer over. Living wise, just me. No, I'm not living on campus during this great COVID. Thank you. And just I'm gonna give you guys a free nugget right here. Do it your first semester. If you're going to transfer out, do it for a semester if you can. If not, you and your buddies, you and your friends that you meet, you'll save more money by living off campus. You didn't hear that from me, but you'll save more money. Just do the math on it. You'll see that you're only in campus for almost 3 months, and you're going to spend a whole lot more money versus having a place that you can call home for a full year. So that's just a freebie for you, though. If you don't believe me, you can ask our business major down there. He'll explain the numbers to you.
Hi, everyone. My story is kind of similar to Melissa's because I've been online since the start of my quarter at UCR. I'm not currently involved with too many campus activities and programs. I'm also not living on campus due to COVID, and luckily I'm staying with my family right now. However, the school does offer a lot of workshops and programs, which has been helpful in adjusting to this new way of learning and this fast-paced quarter system. One thing that I found out about was a transfer program that UCR has, which allows students to meet with a mentor of sorts. I found that helpful for me because the program has its mentors offer a lot of support and tips and tricks to do well at UCR, not only in this new online environment, but also it has offered tools to help me adjust to the more fast-paced system. And that's one way that I've been trying to be more involved on campus and adjust to the new things that we're going through. And that's what's been helpful for me. But hopefully, once COVID is over, I'll have the opportunity to get more involved on campus. And eventually, I would like to live on campus as well.
Awesome. So a little bit about kind of like my experience and the things I was part of. When in San Marcos currently, I just finished one of these unique opportunities that they offered for first year transfer students. It's called the Professional Mentor Program. And pretty much what it does is if you sign up and you get approved, you'll be partnered up with business owners within the local area. So thankfully, I was partnered up with this company, Stone Brewing Company in Escondido, a very nice place. And from there, I was able to meet with the owner, and he was able to kind of mentor me throughout the whole year. We would meet every month. We'd maybe meet at his restaurant or at a different place, and he would talk about different ways to run a business, different ways for like accounting and all of the general stuff about business. So that's a really cool opportunity that I highly recommend for those who are business majors here. If you are going to San Marcos or San Marcos Temecula, they do have that opportunity there. So again, just the overall theme, no matter what major you are, there are opportunities everywhere. And it's really important, to take those opportunities, because that 2 years, that 4 years, that 6 years, 8 years, however you are in your school, there's a lot of cool opportunities that is only there when you're there. So I highly recommend wherever you're at right now in MSJC, when you transfer, to do those opportunities, because again, it'll be your stepping stone as you continue.
Thank you, David. So let's talk about the COVID transition, right? What was that like? So I had the pleasure of spending 2 quarters on campus. I spent both fall and spring on campus, and our campus went into lockdown on March 9th, right dead smack in the middle of winter quarter. So that meant that I instantly became a full-time online scholar. What was that transition like? Initially, I thought, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't have to drive an hour to school. I don't have to put gas in my car. I don't have to put clothes on. What? I thought I was winning, right? So I finished my winter quarter and I thought, okay, I could do this. So then spring starts and I wanted to challenge myself. So without consulting anyone, I've learned to consult people now. I decided to take 7 classes because I thought, we're at home. Why not? Don't do it. Do not do it. I ended up backing down to 6. I did pass all 6 with an A. I am still on the president's honor roll. But the toll that took on me physically, mentally, and emotionally, not only have I gained the COVID-15, I'm back in therapy because I learned that I needed social interaction. That's the thing that I was missing. I needed to see the sun. I hadn't left this space in so long. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not the best thing since sliced bread. This is insanity. And we're still online. So do what you need to do for your physical health, your mental health, and your emotional well-being. As some of our scholars have said, there are peer mentors on campus. Within UC Riverside, there's the ARC, which offers peer mentors. There's the SDRC, which is the Student Disability Resource Center. And then we also have these really cool clubs, CSP, which is the Chicano Students Program, and ASP, which is the African Students Program. As an Afro-Latina, I visit both clubs, and they also offer peer mentors for you as well. So that's my experience post-COVID. I'm surviving. We're currently just, right now we're in the middle of our new semester, which started October 1st. It's gonna end in December. And because we're on the quarter system, which is 10 weeks, things happen at like rapid pace, right? MSJC had the semester system, so that meant that you were in class for 18 weeks. When you transition to UC Riverside, it's gonna happen like that. You're gonna blink and it's gonna be over. 10 weeks happens really, really fast. So get your mind right, get your body right. It's a fast transition, and it's an adjustment that you will have to make. So thanks for listening.
Hi, everyone. So when COVID hit, I was actually in pretty much all of online classes already. So it wasn't too much of a transition for me because I was already in that environment. I did have one hybrid class where I was meeting on campus here and there, but the majority of that class was still online already. So that's how our class was structured. Um, so being fully online now is nice for me personally because that's what I prefer to do my classes online. So I've been enjoying that part of the school. I have noticed though with my teachers, they have been more understanding during COVID. So that's something I appreciate very much. They're understanding if students are feeling a little bit more stressed out or overwhelmed, especially for our students who don't prefer the online setting or they've never taken online classes before. So I've just been enjoying that part about the professors as well. But since there isn't too much of a transition to me, I'll go ahead and move it on to the next student.
Just like I said, there's plenty out there. The school goes over and over some more. The online situation is it fun? No, I get it. We're all there. It's nothing like seeing your friends when you're walking by and stuff, and having that communication. Even though it's weird now, like you don't smell the desk no more. The air conditioning that didn't work in that one room. You don't have that luxury no more, but you miss it. As far as in programs and everything for the school wise, they have everything for you. Professors are there for you. That's one thing that I can say about Cal State Long Beach. And our department wise, our professors actually care. Zoom is available. They'll give you their cell phone numbers. You can just reach out. They're human beings just like we are. And as we're adjusting, so are they. And that's the biggest thing that I've taken away from this whole thing is they don't care for Zoom just like we don't care for Zoom, but it gets the job done. So, we just pursue it. We go forward with it. I'm on a semester system still, so I'm not privileged to have that lucky quarter. So I'm still used to the whole 16 weeks. And I know right now we're all in that part where midterms are over. We're heading downhill. Man, stay focused, stay on the grind. Don't get distracted. We're almost there. Turkey Day is coming. You're going to be able to eat with the family and stuff. Christmas is coming. You'll be able to open the gifts, but just finish strong on the semester. And then we look towards the spring, and then we go from there. More than anything, like I was saying before, I'm going to keep saying it again, stay focused. We got this. And there's plenty of things for you guys to do and the support that's there for you. So don't even worry about that. Just finish strong.
Hey everyone. So part of my transition with going from in person to online, it's been a bit of adjustment for me. My main struggle with being online has been a lack of motivation on my part to get my work done. So that's been fairly difficult. However, at UCR, like I said before, they offer so many resources and programs that are supposed to be helpful during this time. Some of the resources that I've seen are live Zoom interactive study group sessions, the transfer program that I'm a part of. They even offer mental health support, I believe. So there are lots of things available to help make this process easier. Just try to stay focused on the future and make sure you're planning your stuff, like get a planner, make a schedule. That's really helpful also. But that's just a little bit about my transition from COVID, making us go online. And so with that, I'll move on to the next person.
Thank you, Natasha. It's definitely really cool to just see the different perspectives of how everyone's transition went. For me, it was definitely a shock. And I feel like for a lot of us, it's definitely a shock. Just everything closing down, even with school. It's during that time, it was we're maybe around the middle or like close to the end of the semester. And that's when tests were about to happen. So thankfully, my professors were very understanding. One of them even like dropped our one of our tests, and we're able to get those points through a different, assignment. But I think for me, it's definitely hard for just I think everyone in general at some circumstance. And I think one thing to do is just look at the bright side. If to think about if you think about it, there might not be another chance where everything's stay at home or all these classes are online. So I'm going to choose to kind of take this as an opportunity to just kind of enjoy our staying home or doing online classes. It's definitely hard. It's definitely different when it comes to being in person, getting that personal help with like the professor or your classmates. But do everything you can, just make things a little bit better. Like what everyone said, there's a lot of resources in your campuses. And in San Marcos, there's a lot of resources as well. And if you're really struggling at school, the big thing they do is just ask. Because like I'm sure in every institution, the goal is to help the students. So don't be afraid if you're struggling. Go ask somebody for help. And they will provide you. They will find a way, and I can guarantee you that, like 99% guarantee you that you will get help if you ask. So that's just pretty much just my experience when it comes to that, and I'll pass it on back to Dideray.
Thank you, David. That was a great transition. So in terms of support programs and what our campuses are doing to support their scholars, UCR has Our Pantry, which is a food program. It's a well-stocked, if you will, mini supermarket on campus, and scholars are welcome to go there as often as they need resources. And resources mean food. You need to eat, right? 60% of UC scholars are food insecure. And so UCR's Pantry is helping to combat that food insecurity problem. In addition, we also have The Well. The Well is a wellness center. When we were on campus, you were allowed to go there. This is true. You could take a nap in between your classes. Yes, they had pillows and blankets and sleep pods for you to sleep in between classes. So that was fantastic. Now being off campus, The Well has care packages that they can send you to make sure that you're doing well, right? As the name implies. We also have the Student Disability Resource Center. They'll make sure that you have additional time on your testing if you need. They'll also make sure that you have a smart pen if you need to be able to take your notes faster. So we also have CAPS, as Natasha mentioned, which is our psychological program. So if you need someone to talk to, I know I did, reach out. Don't feel like I'm the only one going through this. I'm the only person having this experience. You're not. I know I'm not fat alone. I know some of y'all are fat with me. So what that meant was I had to get out there and I had to start moving. I had to start walking. I started walking for, it started slow, right? I'll be honest. I jogged for a good 15, 20 seconds the first time I went out there. And I said, okay, so you're not a jogger. I recognized that immediately. So I just started walking and I walked for 30 minutes and now I'm up to an hour a day. And so that has been really good for my mental health in support of, the myriad of support services that UC Riverside offers. So take advantage of the resources that are on campus. And if you don't know what they are, reach out. That's what we're here for. We're here today to impart on you that you can use us as resources. You can use your MSJC counselors as resources, and you can use your on-campus, resources as well. So take advantage. You are not alone. We're all going through this together. Thank you.
Hi everyone again. So some support services at San Marcos, that was a mouthful for me, sorry. Like I said, they have the EOP program, which I'm in. They have counselors available that can advise you in there as well. They have also provided some extra funding when I was a first-time student there. So that was really nice. It helped out with my books. We have a great library there. I have heard it's a few stories, so that's something that you can always utilize there. We have our disabled students services there as well, so they can help provide you any accommodations you might need. The food pantry is another one too at our school. I haven't personally seen it, but I've heard a lot of students just from my classes that have talked about using it before. I actually had an internship class and I wanted to apply for that for in person, but since COVID hit, that didn't quite go through. And then we also have like our mental health counseling. So these are all just great resources that you guys should use. I have heard there was a gym at Cal State San Marcos. I haven't found it yet. So that's another thing. But like I said, you don't need a gym because of all the stairs. But yeah, just use us as your resources, use MSJC, and use Cal State San Marcos too if you're looking for more resources there. And then I'll go ahead and move it on to the next person.
All the resources are there. Don't even worry about it. Just come. If it's in your mind, they have it. Trust. The list is, and it just keeps on going. You know how you be in class and you're like, when is this book in? And you just scrolling and scrolling and never get down. That's the unlimited resources that there are. We have the rec centers there, the food pantries there. You name it, it's there. Don't even worry about that part. You got this. And I'll pass it on to Natasha.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was still on mute. So like I said before, UCR just offers so many resources and programs to help you through this time. I talked about the transfer program that I'm a part of. I believe Deidre talked about the WELL and the ARC and things like that. And so if you're needing help or needing assistance, everything is available to you online on your school's websites. We are here to help you as well. And yeah, with that, I'll move on.
Yeah, again, in summary, just like what everyone says, is what like Brian said, it's there. You know, if it's something you need, I'm for sure that the campus has it. So again, just what I said last time, just ask. If you don't know who to ask like one of the counselors or somebody that maybe a professor that'll be able to guide you. I guess one really quick thing I want to add for sure is establishing a really good relationship with your counselors. Like currently right now at MSJC, and even when you transfer. Definitely, if there's multiple counselors, maybe try to find one that you really like, so that they'll be able to get to know you really well. You'll be able to establish that connection, because that's one thing that helped me out a lot when I was at MSJC trying to transfer, is meeting with my counselors and just make sure I'm in check when it comes to my classes. And same thing goes when you transfer. You want to make sure that all your classes are in check, because you do not want to be on that last semester and you find out you got like 2 more classes that you have to do. So again, establish those relationships and make sure you always follow up with your counselor.
Thank you, David. That was fantastic advice. I'd like to piggyback on something that Melissa said earlier. One of the biggest concerns that I had as a transfer scholar was, how am I going to pay for this? How can I afford to attend a 4-year university? Is it something that's feasible? The answer is yes. As Brian mentioned earlier, when you transfer into the Cal State program, there's EOP, which is separate or different from or similar to EOPS that you currently have now on MSJC's campus. On the UC campus, listen to this, guys. I'm about to drop a gem. When you transfer into the UC program, if you make under $80,000 a year, you qualify for the Blue and Gold program. What's the Blue and Gold, you ask? Let me tell you, the Blue and Gold program will take care of all of your tuition for the entire time that you're there. Todo es gratis, $3.99. I've paid nothing out of pocket for my education at UC Riverside. And the amount of the education coupled with the experience that I've had on campus, I owe them some money, to be honest with you, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the Blue and Gold program. So you too can take advantage of the Blue and Gold program. In addition to that, there's also a wealth of scholarships that you can apply for. I've been grateful enough to have applied to several scholarships and have won. Let me name to you just a few of the scholarships that I've applied for and have actually won. I was part of the UCR had a transfer, or hold on, give me just 2 seconds. Yeah, so it was called the Alumni Re-Entry Scholarship. So the re-entry scholarships is for scholars like me who came back later, who took some time off in between, right? So you take a break, a gap year, if you will. I took 24 gap years. And you come back into the program, the re-entry scholarship is there for you. And we're not talking $500, $600. We're talking thousands of dollars that they give you in addition to the education being free. I was also a recipient of the Osher scholarship. That one I received last year. And again, more thousands. And this year, I'm also grateful to have just received another UCI alumni re-entry scholarship. So there are tons of scholarships that you can apply to. Don't ever feel as if you don't qualify, as if you don't, you're not going to get it. Let them tell you no. Let them tell you why they're telling you no, so that next year when you apply for that scholarship or fellowship, you get it. And you want to make sure that you have a good, bio about yourself and reuse it. I've recycled the same bio for 5 years and it keeps winning me scholarships. So I would encourage you guys all to do the same and to consider both the EOP on the Cal State campus and the blue and gold on the UC campus. So good luck, guys.
Hey everyone. So, yes, just a piece of advice. Always use your resources, especially your financial ones, because I personally have not paid $1 for college yet, which I am so grateful for. Financial aid has luckily paid my tuition through. I've also gotten extra money to pay for my books, gas, everything that I need. So make sure you apply. Just like she was saying, that even if you don't think you're going to qualify, just apply for it anyway, because you never know, you could get awarded some. So that's my advice, is just use your resources, apply for as many things as you can, because you never know what you're going to get in the end, and it could be really helpful for you. So I'll go ahead and move on to the next person.
If you're a procrastinator like I was, you wind up paying money. So listen to them as they tell you to apply and do things. So don't wait to the last minute to get to your deadlines like I did and found out, no, you didn't qualify because you left out a whole paragraph or something, or it just didn't seem right because you didn't pre-read it and you didn't proofread it and you didn't let another mentor see it and the whole 9 yards. So yes, make sure that you do apply. Make sure that you get your stuff in there. That will also help you out very much. If not, don't worry, they have those things called loans, and you do have to pay those back. So I'm learning about that right now as I'm transitioning up to the end part of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. More than anything, I need to stop saying that word, so you won't hear me say more than anything no more for the rest of the day, is to find out what you love, get in it, do it. And then once you transfer over and you're in your major, you already know what your major is going to be. Whatever it is, just understand that you don't have to take that history class, that math class, that poli-sci class anymore. You're just going to be in your major and you're just going to deal with those core classes now. And your professors, your department chair, your dean of that college will also assist you on finding money and ways to help you pay for school and just have extra cash. Book money, like I said, gas money, everything is there, and they will help you with that.
Hi, everyone. So my last bit of advice, like Deidre, Melissa, and Brian said, use the financial resources available to you. Apply for as many things, scholarships, etc., that you can. It will help you so much and save you so much money and time. Also, make a schedule, get a planner, get a whiteboard, write down your assignments and when they're due, set time aside to study, do all of those things. Make sure you don't get behind, because it will make things so much easier for you all around. It will be better for your mental health, better for your stress. It'll just be better. So make sure you plan and set time aside for your courses and your assignments and yourself. And then, like David has said earlier, don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to your teachers, talk to your counselors, use the tools you have available to you. You have help all around you, so please use it. And lastly, make sure you're practicing self-care if you can. Get outside, take a walk, be active in some way or another. Doing that, I found for myself personally, makes a huge difference in my productivity and mental well-being. Just don't forget to wear a mask, obviously. But in doing all these things, I'm confident that it will make this time easier for you, just as it has for me. So manage your time, don't be afraid to ask for help, and take care of yourself.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Natasha. I guess a little advice in regards to like financial aid. There's before I was applying to college before MSJC, I had no idea about like financial aid and how crazy it is. Because again, like if you qualify, you could get your school paid for. You could get loans. Because again, I think growing up, we kind of like have this mindset that college is really expensive. It is really expensive, but one thing is that we might have not known is there's a lot of resources. So thank God for financial aid. At Mount San Jacinto, I didn't have to pay for any of my classes, so I got that covered. But then when I transferred, I did have to get student loans. Again, nothing wrong with that. You have to pay it back. But the thing is, it's really nice that you'll be able to get cash to pay for your classes now instead of getting private loans from somebody else or from a company. So that's definitely a really big thing. Is if you guys didn't already, like right now after this, apply for FAFSA right away. The next year's term should be available already. And if you didn't do it for 2020, 21, you're still able to do that today. So and then one last thing, I want to piggyback to what Brian said. That what I thought is really cool is, again, when you transfer, these classes are stuff that you're gonna really like, because these are the classes that you chose for your major. And to me personally, I think during my transferring years, the 2 years I'm here at my new school, is I think it's a little bit easier than MSJC because it's classes that I love, the classes that I like. I don't have to do science and stuff that I failed in, but maybe you guys love science, so whatever it is, your version of it. It definitely is more fun, more in my opinion, a little bit more easy because it's things that you enjoy. So that's a little advice from me.
Thank you so much, David. That was a perfect way to close this out. I'd like to start by thanking Amy for the invite, and just thank you to Natasha, thank you, Brian, thank you, Melissa, and just everyone who had a hand in allowing us this platform today. In closing, I'd like to say to our scholars, if the door is open, walk through it. If it's not open, turn the knob. You belong there. Wherever it is that you're going, you belong there. There is a place for you there. You are brilliant. You are at the right place at the right time. If you're listening to this message, that just means that this is confirmation that you are heading into your season. You're walking the path that has already been walked for you, right? You've got UCR scholars walking the path for you. You've got UCSB scholars walking the path for you. You have Cal State San Marcos scholars walking the path for you. Come join us. We'd love to see you on campus once it's open again. If not, we'd love to see you in our group chats. UCR is a huge community that's filled with GroupMe's. We're part of a lot of different GroupMe's. Every single major has a GroupMe. And on those GroupMe's, you're fellowshipping with like 300 plus people who can offer you advice about your specific professor, about your academics, or any other questions or concerns that you may have. Get involved on campus, do your best, and stay focused. You are exactly where you need to be right now. And we thank you all so much for logging in, listening to us, and hopefully taking our advice and just getting involved. And I look forward to seeing your future is much brighter than it is now, because you guys are all shining stars. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. Have a fantastic rest of your day.